Welcome to Satsang. Let there be peace and love.
Yes. Papa used to tell us.
Yes. Little maybe you.
I have not enough.
Okay. Papaji used to
Tell us
tell us.
we have one desire is to be free. And when this was enough, this is what I understood.
That we have to get only one desire, it's to be free, and that is enough.
And I want to ask you if we have also to make a strong effort to get free.
Oh, if you have many desires, it will give you the impression to make a lot of efforts to keep one, the fire for freedom. You see, which changes its meaning during the journey. You see. So, if you have many desires, it will be a very strong sadhana to just keep one in your mind.
No, my question is if you need really to make this strong effort to be free.
You are free. You are freedom itself. It is just a pointing out. You see. You are that itself from the very beginning for everyone. There is no question actually to make efforts. Why we make efforts is because we still, or we don't know what is the mind. We trust the mind. We had this habit, these beliefs given by the world to believe in goals, to believe in attaining something, to always work and play with the mind. While here, it's a subject, I can say, which is totally opposite. It doesn't need the mind. Even the mind is born from there. It is played upon it, and it disappears there. And in fact, there was not such a thing as reality of these movements. It's like you see, there is a rope, this very well-known example. There is a rope. Due to ingredients around, you see a snake. You see a snake. Then a very good friend comes and says, don't fear. Actually, it's a rope, it is due to the sunset, you don't see well, come near. And yourself see, oh, it's a rope. But there was never a snake. You see, in the language we say, oh, the snake disappears, and then we believe that something appeared as reality, and then something has to disappear. There was never a snake. So like that, you are that. Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. You are that which doesn't depend on anything, which is prior to the mind itself. If you could keep, let's say, even if it is only a way to say, keep quiet in what you are in reality, where is the effort? But one always refers to himself, to something, to somebody. This world doesn't appear if I doesn't appear first. So it is said, I is the root cause of our search, our illusion. So know that whatever you describe, whatever you can experience, whatever you can know, feel, sense, it is not it. Neti, it is not this, it is not that. No, this is part of the journey towards emptying this mind up to a certain extent, because a crowded mind will not be attracted by what the sages speak, who talks about. So it's only when there is some space in the mind which is filled by this desire to realize the self, which is already wrong in the saying, because you have not to realize yourself. You are yourself. You have to realize what is not. Then with what are you left? Tell me, with what are you left? If you go on negating, you are left with one thing. What is it?
Nothing.
You are left with the one who could negate. I negated. Mm-hmm. So what you do now with I? I becomes an expression. If you can even say I, you see, it is already an expression. An expression will not do. It's a step too much. So don't refer to yourself as Ivan. Don't refer. Because I alone doesn't exist. It's always I am nowhere. I'm somewhere. That we negate it already. But then I am nowhere. I am in a no man's land now. It's a description. It's a state. So that is too much of a reference. It gives trouble. It gives misery. Again, a new search will start. So, don't listen to your mind. Can you search if you don't listen to your mind? You can search if you don't listen to your mind.
I don't know this.
You have not to make a meditation of that. You steal a moment. You don't enter your mind. You don't enter, so you don't even grasp this I you would never question. What happens? A split second. You have just to have the fire to give you a moment. Otherwise you transform it into a state. What is that which is freed from anything, which is still always there, not depending on anything? Let it be a state of agitation. Of course, everybody wants to get rid of that. Let it be a state of peace. How do you know you live peace? Still a state. You see, to be oneself is very easy because you are it. But you are used to grasp always, to refer to yourself somewhere. This habit, you can cut it by a fire for freedom. It's a direction I give. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't know, you will never know what it is. But you will not need to know when you don't listen to your mind, because you have seen the mind gives you the illusion that you are something else, and you search then for liberation, self-realization. Not clear.
Yes. Yeah, it's clear.
But then it means, you see, if it is clear here, this here should not be, and there it's not. This here, as it's a way to speak. It will not be the opposite of there, because then you give a chance to the mind to again suggest you something. The mind is a creator, you see, it's very, very intelligent. And yet, it's unreal by nature. It's unreal. It was not there before, it is here. It looks like it's here now, and it will fade away. Unreal. That's why one is miserable. With some pleasures, of course. Miserable.
Ganga.
Yeah, hi. Can you speak loudly? Do you hear something? Okay. Maybe you get not getting up, but on your knees. That is so difficult. Or you come here,
I should
whatever.
bend in this stage.
Yeah, but you know, you may be even standing, but your hair bends. That's the best.
That's good like that. Can you?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah.
So I have today so many questions.
Start with one. We have no time. Start with one. Maybe it will remove the wood.
Okay, it's first of all, I find in these days.
No, you have to speak.
I stand.
Like.
Shall I come near you?
Yeah, cello.
So they don't.
No.
I found in these days.
Yeah.
It's one question with many questions. So I feel extremely frustrated from what we call the teaching or whatever. I feel extremely frustrated. Years on the path, I know there is no time. As if...
Frustrated to be years on the path.
You want me to shout louder?
It would be nice for me.
Okay. And I find in these days that I don't even know what freedom is.
Oh, that's good.
And I am asking myself, because I so often with Papa and with in time, people say, I want to be free, I just want to be free. And then I look at that in these days and I just feel like, wait, do I actually know what freedom means? I don't.
Nobody will know. Even the one who is quiet in himself will not even like to know. Because to know something, you have to pass through your mind. What can he know, this poor mind? He will invent so many imaginative, extraordinary states.
So when we say freedom, to what we refer?
It is a movement towards no object, at least, you see. What is freedom? You're right. I have this desire for freedom. I have this desire for liberation because I feel bound. You see, you believe in your experiences because you believe you are body-mind. You believe you are a person. You believe you are born. It's very scandalous for the mind, but it's true. And satsang tells you, oh my dear child, that's why you suffer. You are not the body, you are not the mind. And just trust the direction, because you cannot, if you take it, the story is finished. Generally, we don't take it because we have some dear attachment to concepts. And the concepts to exist is very strong. I exist. of course, I am what I feel, I am what my mind tells. So what I wanted to you will not know what is freedom. It is a hint to throw you back from where you never left, in fact. But since you think you are separated, since you think you are away, for the sake of teaching, for the sake of the seeker, is a kind of natural compassion, you can say, some ways are shown. Go back from where you have this thought, I am born. It's a movement, a counter movement, because what the mind suggests generally, it's all objective things. Everything is objective. You see, this question of negating everything, it's like you get a retreat. You retreat where you never left, in fact. But you have this experience. As long as you believe in experiences, it will be going back to the source. No, the moment you demystify the reality of experiences because you have heard, you trusted, or you experienced that whatever you experience comes and goes, where are you left? From where you never left. So, where are you now?
One more question with that.
It becomes a bit adding informations. You know those malas, they're beautiful, but it's like spiritual informations, and then you get very happy to wear it. And then what? But let's make this question not a new information.
No, I don't want
Okay, tell it. Then tell what.
Because what you say now, what I recognize,
Yeah.
that what happened to me when you speak, it's like, I can't understand it. Intellectually, I cannot, it's like your words, I cannot grab them, I cannot understand them.
But that's right, because I am not addressing to your mind. The mind cannot understand that. I'm addressing directly from where you want to go.
So what I facing now
Yeah.
in these days
Yeah.
is that all my search being on the path,
Yeah.
okay, it's like there is something somewhere, whatever we call it, sink to say it's been absorbed in.
Okay.
But there is this, it's like a collar between here to here. There is still a separation. There is no
Yeah?
wholeness
Not to-
as a being.
Yes, now tell me why. Why you're right, there is a separation. Why? Tell me. What is there which makes the separation?
Me.
I. Be more intimate. I. Yeah. I make the separation because I got knowledge. I swallowed and assimilated everything. Very good for a while, otherwise you are never preoccupied by this affair. This great affair, as would say the Chan.
And I extremely suffering now. So
Yes, because-
that's why I'm
Because it is, you are right, to be I is a great suffering. Now this I is full of knowledge, and he thought through knowledge he can get it. No, through giving up now the knowledge, through giving up your mind, the tyranny of your mind.
when I'm with you, or when I sit with Papa, or when I go to Tiruvannamalai and sit in the ashram, there is peace.
The mind is peaceful. It is circumstantial.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
it will not do.
I came to Rishikesh yesterday wanting to kill myself. I see you now, I'm happy. That's not enough.
But again you will go to the
And I will
Ganga
be
to be
miserable.
drawn because you confuse the state of peace, which is circumstantial, for it. It is. But listen to me. Listen, because you heard enough. I said from the beginning, it is not a state of mind. States of mind include, especially for those who are in this journey, peaceful mind, silence. Eventually, they will mistake to say, oh, now I am enlightened. This is it. It is a mistake. What you are will never be. Not there before, it appears now, it will go. If it is so, it's a state discarded at once. What is aware now of? I was agitated, now I'm very peaceful. Even I think I'm that. But what is aware of that? You just drop the reference, I am in silence. What remains? You cannot try to figure it out. Just remain with that, which is always there. Who cares if you are silent or agitated? Of course, human beings prefer to be at least some balance between quietness and agitation. But we are not referring to a human being now. We speak of what's real, what is there, what is always there, regardless of states of mind. How can you be miserable here? Even how can you be happy? There is no word, there is no description. So know that by habit it looks like, but remember to give up states. Whatever you can describe is a state. Whatever you experience, I is always there. What a problem. I looks always there. Now, if you have not this attachment or this greed for experiencing, no. Again, I add, you see, what you are is not an attainment of somebody. Forget about that. Forget about that. It is an utopia of spirituality. You have to be very discriminative, not to fool yourself with states. And then you may be just keeping quiet, at least with your mind. You will not even like to. He will have no chance to fool you. Because you see, even if you are identified in this time, with this body-mind, at some point, okay, it's in time. I'm not that puppet. I'm not. You have to come to this, you see. But if there is any unclarity or something in you, please, you ask, otherwise how you will remove that? There are many means, but still this is one of the means. You have to be clear in mind. It is not that. It's not what you are. But the mind has to be sufficiently empty, a bit clear about what is what, you see.
So when you say empty, the mind
I
has
don't
to
speak of emptiness.
No,
I mean,
the
okay.
mind empty.
Yeah.
Do you mean that because my experience of the mind is extremely active?
Now I ask you, I spoke to you, you kept a bit silent, and now you go back to your mind. Why? Because if you do that, you will always transform everything in states. Why do you do that? Because you still believe that the mind will bring you one day the right answer, the ultimate answer, the enlightened answer, and then you are fixedly realized. I mean, try to understand what's the mind. The mind will always appear. You have to understand what is mind, you see. Whatever you express, I ask myself, I suggest, please ask questions. Because what we do generally is to put in drawers, and then again the same question will be asked here and there, and then what? You have no result. So if you have any drawer, open it, ask questions. You did. But now I have to tell you that I just say don't think, don't go into the movement of thinking again. Why? It creates I think so and so. Again a trouble. One day, you see, you have to irreversibly honor. I don't know what to say. But
It's a good way to say it.
But I'm still happy if you want to ask questions, because I will throw you back there if it is still necessary. Really. So don't keep silent if you are not silent in yourself.
So I want to ask another question.
Okay.
I'm looking at my life as the reality of what I live right now in Delhi and what I'm doing, and I see it, and I want you to tell me if it's true or not. I see it as a reflection of that I created a life out of my habit, ego, I, mind, whatever we call it,
Right.
and I am living a life outside of myself, reflection of, I don't know how to put it in words, a life that I'm unhappy with them.
Because they are projections of your mind
Yes,
and endlessly repeated.
yes. So, if I face a reality such as,
You will not face it, you are it. You will not face it. There is no mirror there.
can you explain?
No. You have to chew that. There is no mirror there. There is no two. There is nothing there. And it's not even nothing. It's too much of a reference.
So this life, as they are outside, is the picture or the
Outside
movie.
of what? Is there an inside, outside? You speak of the mind, which can only comprehend in duality, in two terms, opposites. You see. You have to be aware that that is the mind. Why should I go there? No, it's not this. You have to get that strength because you love to be freed from beliefs. That's why I say the fire for freedom, whatever it means, but it means that, you see, will work. That will work. the mind will not help you. It will help you to be clear, to know what's the subject, where you go, and then eventually, oh, that fits my demand, that's what I want. You see? And then from there, you are that. Don't take it, go on negating till you understand that I itself is too much. What do you refer yourself with? I am somebody. I'm born. Right?
I see that all my so-called search, being on the path, whatever we call it, I stand in a place where I see it was just still in the circle of pleasure and pain. I'm with you or with Papa, I'm in pleasure.
Yes.
I'm in Delhi, I'm in pain.
I agree with you. So remove those circumstances. Why should you, which is the fulfillment, the completude, the emptiness, whatever, it's impossible to describe, from where everything arises, from where everything fades away, why should it be limited by circumstances? It's because you believe you are the mind, the body. So that is always said. Because you still identify with the body mind, you are in misery. You are in misery.
So it's attachment to suffering.
Also, because your existence is so, your past is so, it gives you, you have known this, and so probably you repeat that. But free yourself. You are not what you describe of yourself. You describe what is apparent, you see. You don't go there now. Appearance will not help. It's not, you cannot work with something. You are already that. And I don't say that to somebody. Exactly. It's a hint to finally not grasping what you know.
Gangaji?
Just Ganga is okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. Can you speak louder? Yeah?
Okay, I'll try. Now you have spoken about state of mind.
Yeah, states of mind. Yeah.
States of mind. So my question is, I'm a bit in confusion.
Yeah.
Because when I'm feeling the presence, the quietness, the silence, now I don't know if it's state of mind, or if it's.
Yes, you can know. If you are courageous enough, you will know. Tell me what it is.
For me, it's like space.
Who is describing it?
Oh, yes.
Who experiences it?
Yes, sure.
That itself poses a state. It was not there before.
Yes, sure.
It came to you. It's a kind of attainment of your spiritual journey. Don't worry, it will go. Then sometimes I was enlightened. Sometimes I'm not enlightened. Oh, you were never enlightened this way. Huh? So, whatever comes to you, let it come. You cannot control it. But don't run after that and don't put a belief. This is it. It will never be it. You just be yourself, which doesn't mean anything for the mind. In fact, it is the biggest detachment, because you have to put in the same bag, means the mind, the bag of, that's the mind, all those beautiful states. But it frees you, you see. You were always free, but I speak to the one who can give this, finally, honor this fact. You are it. Yes. Please.
Can you talk to us more about love and love relationships?
Love? No, I don't. And especially relationship. You are enough in trouble. Why should I bring you more in trouble? If you like this word, love, there is love when there is no relationship. With anything, not even with your eye. Then we may not speak. There you are.
I'll try to talk loud. So if a person's feeling that state that feels like peace,
Yes.
and then that person's still there,
Yeah, it has to be there. How can you feel peace if there is nobody? The peace may give the flavor of nobody to I, but don't fool yourself. Who knows that? Who knows I'm nobody suddenly? You know? Okay, tell me. Okay, so nothing happened, you see. Okay, that came to you, or that experience came to you. What's next?
if the mind gets involved,
If, again, okay.
if the mind does not, then just sit.
Just sit, just walk, just eat, just whatever. Just whatever. Sitting included, of course, but not exclusively.
You told me in Israel, I think maybe 10 years ago already, you told me once, it's not about being happy, it's about being real. And I think I understood it only.
Doesn't matter. This is the fruit of your fire. You see, you can be touched by what is expressed, the directions given here. Only if you did a great tapas, don't think so. Otherwise there will be no attraction. One who always likes to experience, to feed I, even with emptiness. I'm empty now. You know? So it can take time to not to listen to this mind, to demystify the nature of the mind. But that, you see, doesn't take time.
It seems so much more easier or direct, or whatever words I will call it, when I sit in satsang company, when I sit with you. So what your advice to me when I'm, alone, living in Delhi,
But don't throw me out. Whatever this means for you, don't. You see, wherever you are yourself. Try to understand that. Because it is that which is aware, oh, I'm lost now, I'm identified. It's description of a cloud passing by. Don't refer to what you are in reality with those impermanent, changing, ever-changing experiences.
I don't know how to formulate this.
Try.
I will try. If a very beautiful state arises,
You hear?
no. If a very beautiful state arises, like very pleasurable pleasure or
If a beautiful, very, very beautiful state arises.
even
Yeah.
bliss or something like this. We don't have to disregard it okay, it's nothing like to try
I never said snapping.
Yeah.
Let it appear. It was not there. Let it appear.
Yeah.
Don't run after it. Let
Don't
it
run
go.
But if it's a strong state and its first time arises, it's never experienced before, there's a natural movement to go in and to drown in this state. And the same thing with suffering, like
Yeah.
the painful states.
Yeah.
If first time it arises, the consciousness, it seems like the consciousness has a natural movement towards exploring.
No, you
to
believe that.
explore
It's
this.
not true.
It's
You
not
believe that.
It's,
You believe that because you always have been doing that.
That's what I feel, you know.
You feel, how can you trust your feeling?
Yes.
How can you?
Yes, but you know, how can I report otherwise if I...
You may not report, it would be wonderful.
Okay.
The day you don't report anything, it would be absolutely...
So
you
it's not
happy.
necessary to be involved even with if the state or experience arising for
It
the
will
first
never
time.
bring you anything. It will fool you again.
Okay.
Again you will search. You like to remain like this?
Yes, but it looks like it's a natural movement to involve.
No,
like to
if you
explore.
believe so.
It's like
You believe so. You speak of I rising who was born. Is used to always go with this movement. I'm born. This is born. And you know the trust about it as the whole world believe in. I speak of what is before your birth. Before you are born. Before you picked up that concept.
so it's only a concept. It's only a concept.
All is a concept.
even-
Tell me what is not a concept.
Even this
Even liberation is a concept,
Yes.
but at least this concept removes other concepts. You see? But then it has to drop also by itself.
So, tell me again, describe for me what is happening when the strong experience of pleasure and bliss arising for I understand it's for an I, and the process of identification with this I.
Don't
also start-
worry. The moment you are aware, oh, I'm completely in it,
Yes.
what is aware of that? And you don't be fascinated by whatever you can describe, which is belonging to I.
Don't have to be fascinated, but still it looks like I'm fascinated without like sense of
Because
feel.
you don't know. You don't know it's not it.
No, I know now that it's not it.
Then you have to get guts not to follow that, because you prefer, you only that you want. Before I die, in 10 years, now, I want not to be fooled again by my mind.
But then if I like force myself to stay as a...
You will never lose yourself. Why staying?
Okay.
You don't never lose of what I try to express, which you can never be expressed. You are always that. You always speak of I.
Yes.
I stay, I remain, I abide, I go there. You only speak of I. What is aware of I who wants to stay, of I who goes there? What is it which knows that?
It is here and without an I. And
There is no end then.
it is forgetting
You know
itself.
it. It's your knowledge.
Yes.
You have never been there yet. Otherwise you would not add anything. There are states, you see, which have the flavor of it, like you approach a rose and you know, even blindly, there is a perfume of the rose, and then you know, oh, the rose is not far. Some spiritual, it's just a limited analogy, but some experiences of spirituality are like, there is the flavor of it. And then immediately you say, because you are very happy and finally you reach it. Oh, this is it. But it's all fake, it's all imagination. It's not the rose. You are always yourself. But after all, who wants this fact? Who wants to, I don't know what to speak, maybe you can help me. How to say, no, it's you! It is you! Who wants?
Who wants to stay as awareness?
No, stay as awareness is wrong. You
What-
never left. You never left yourself.
Yeah.
And after, first of all, awareness is a function of what is.
Yeah.
What is real. So, I don't know. I don't speak now. I cannot describe it. But who wants it? Who wants it? Who has the gut? Who will love to? I finish my incarnations. I don't believe in these cycles. It was just imagination. Who has the guts?
I don't know the word.
The triple. Everybody comes in satsang telling I want to be free. Yeah, maybe, among other things. And let my life be more happy. That also. Fit. Ah, hi.
It's a relative quietness of the mind.
Please.
It's
The
a
quietness.
relative quietness of the mind necessary to really hear what you're saying. You have to really hear this indication.
It's not in a crowded mind that you will appreciate. That's all I can say.
It is such an absurd.
Says your mind.
Sees, you said?
Says your mind. Says your mind. Tells your mind. Your mind tells you that.
But it's
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste ji.
Fire of freedom. Fire. It is a fire. So I have no chance to be there. So I understand it.
You have no chance
To be there and be with the fire. It's like
to be where?
in freedom I have to burn. The I, the ego we talk about. That's
You
the
are
burn.
first what you try to describe. You are it. You are it. You are it before you speak. But you believe more in what you speak.
Because I want to speak to you.
But speak to me in a different way, directly. I will be very happy.
So, the final thing in all this seeking, all the running about, all the sadhanas, all the yogas is just the surrender. The surrender is when I trust, I'm vulnerable, open,
The surrender of the mind means you have seen how unreal it is. And you are that which could see it, even if it is in a split second. Who cares? It's irreversible. Once you see it is the rope, okay, even if it looks like a snake, you will not believe it. Unreal.
that is the final end point of all the seeking.
There is
the
no
surrender.
end point. It's not a fixed state.
So the surrender is what is required. That's it. Nothing
There is
else.
no fixed state.
So I can't do any practice. No practice. is
If you like, try hard. It may not stick to you.
So even the surrender is fake. There is no one to surrender.
If there is somebody in front of me, surrender. If you don't take this somebody for real, you speak of what? Like that. You understand me? understand.
Past
Past life, erase. Past life. Past life. What is it? A thought. Yeah, it's a thought. Appearance. There is an appearance of. You may have even experiences of past lives. It's just thoughts. They were not there before. They appear, they go. Don't spend the time into this. It is misleading. It again makes you search. It will make you again incarnate since you believe in that. Stop, stop. You have never been incarnated as such. Never. You know that.
Does it mean it's I never existed?
So even the bliss of so-called realization not to be trusted.
It will come.
Because
Welcome.
Yeah.
It goes. Well gone. Expressions. Expressions.
yeah, this is where I was.
Otherwise, you see, you are in misery. If you think anything is that, then you will run after that. You want to repeat it. You will create the atmosphere to be in that. It's a pain. It's a pain. Yeah.
Can I ask you something? It's hidden because it's my life.
Little louder.
You were talking the other day about two gurus. Oh, well, no, to be with one guru. No? Can you explain this a little bit more, please?
No, it's because I can speak only about my experience, you see. I can speak only about my experience. If you are on the path of to go to the divine for self-realization, and all those words, you see, you need help. You need help. Okay, as you need help for anything to learn it really. Okay, so it's your right as a seeker to go here and there and to see what is offered. And if there is one where you stop because it fits your demand, which may not be clear, then you will go on changing, of course. But to learn, once you know this is it, I can trust it's here, you have to. I'm sorry to say you have to. It's my experience. You stay with that one. Because even if another one speaks, he will use another language, and then you go here, and then you go there, and finally you are tricked by your mind, you take what is convenient to you. So stay with one, after having shopping and seen a lot, and this is your right. Once you are clear, you stop there, and you trust, because you see the mind. if he's still active, he's still suggesting you things, at least you will cross your doubts, you will cross what looks unbearable, whatever, or your convictions, I am that, when it's not. At least you have the feet of your guru, which has such a shape because you're still identified with the body. So you needed an identified a shape and a form. But of course, what is a guru is the one which removes form and names.
It has to be in the body. The guru.
For me, it is clear it has to be alive. Yes. You can have the company, the good company. It's not moralistic. It's of scriptures. You learn, you take good company of that. You take good company of the satsangs that of the same lineage. I insist. Otherwise you will be more confused. And you come to satsang alive till you need. After, do whatever you like. Yeah.
And if your circumstances is that your teacher you want to follow physically because you are still identified with your form is in Portugal and you live in Delhi.
Yeah, I will tell you. I was away from my master every 3 years, every 5 years, because I didn't have money to come to India. I never felt separation. Never. I wrote to him, he replied to him. It was my search. I totally trusted. Why to have such a small fire?
Very good.
Ganga, I would like to ask about experiences also. Like once you told me, because I'm not an experiencer type of person, having bliss and this kind of stuff.
You don't understand.
Okay, so I would like to ask about experiences.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who had a lot.
Yeah.
And once in Portugal, you told me there was something and that I made an experience out of it. So I created a concept that sometimes if there is an experience, I'm more open or I'm more close to that. And if there is nothing, that I'm less. It's stupid.
It's a concept.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, you see, the self will always take you by surprise. If you have too much sun, you can move, huh? Anyway, you Who are you?
I have a question,
Yes.
but I cannot speak very good English. You say now, if we are on the path,
Yeah.
we need help,
Yeah.
right? Who it is?
Generally, yeah.
Who it is who needs help?
Or somebody, sure.
Who?
The seeker, the somebody who is born.
Somebody is born.
The person who is born seeks.
Who is the person?
Huh?
Who is the person born?
Who is asking the question? Who is asking the question to me? Who? Tell me.
Me.
I.
Okay, who it is?
Ah, but that's a great question.
But you say you need help. Who it is that needs help?
Yes. Otherwise, how you will find
And for
out?
what?
Oh, that's up to you. You don't need help. But if you search who you really are in fact, in reality, generally, we really need help. Unless you prove the contrary, then it's perfect.
There is someone that exists and they need help. You mean that?
Somebody
There is someone that
exists,
and they need help.
If he likes, if he has the demand for it. I don't say that it's not a law. I don't suggest that. It's for the one who search something that is, he feels, whatever he lives, he feels some separation, some unsatisfaction, something. And then he goes to the next, something better, you see? Because there is something which is mining his heart or his brain. So, yeah, he needs help.
Don't exist, but he needs help.
Yeah, because the one who doesn't exist thinks very much he exists. Otherwise, he would not need help. Yes. That was a great help. So why you come to satsang?
I don't know.
You may know after some time. You may know after some time. Yeah. Yeah.
Namaste again.
What happened?
Catch up here.
It's them. They have good eyes. Yeah, please.
Seeking has to be primary, not a secondary object after the job, after the relationship, after everything else. This is not a hobby. As I say, it has to be a fire. So I understand that. So does that connect with the concept of renunciation? And I don't mean being a monk in a way. It means everything else takes its place. What it is not important. So this has to come naturally, or as a seeker, I can approach it, okay, no more, it's it, done. So,
Depends on everyone.
yes. So it is good if everything is falling apart.
Yeah, but how they will fall apart? You may need some fire to something else,
Yes, it is
so
falling
that it's
apart, so-
getting less important.
Yes. And if circumstances, whatever is there, decides that, okay, done, so done, accept it. That is part of my surrender. Am I approaching it correctly?
Unhappily, you see, in reality, there is no approach. It's good to hear that again and again, because then you see, you are not even a seeker. You were never a seeker. It's all in this big dream. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted you to say something about the difference of fire in spiritual masters or gurus to kill the illusion of ego. So is there a difference of fire between different? Some have smaller fire, higher fire. You know what I mean? Some have very big fire.
I don't want to be busy with that. It's up to you to see. It's not interesting. You just stay where it fits you. Who cares with what?
Is the fire
You
for
have
freedom?
to solve your own, and then that specific guru will come to you. You see.
So you said he cares. The fire for freedom cares. To have strong fire to kill that illusion.
It is not, how to say, the guru indicates, you see. But it's up to you to stop to go into your mind. Because you have seen, you have learned with the guru, you have trusted his indications. It's the self reveals itself. It doesn't. The guru appears. Why? Because you need it. When you don't need it, it disappears. You are left with your own self, which reveals itself by itself through itself. There is no disciples, in fact, and no gurus. It's only because we need. We still feel I'm somebody, I'm lost, I'm this, I'm unhappy. But this is part of the big imagination. Huh? Yes. Ah, you are there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you come near. Namaste.
I have a few questions. First thing I want to know, because this is something on which I'm a little confused. First thing I want to know, this is something over which I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
Post
Post, what does it
Post
mean?
realization.
Post. Oh, no. Already, it's a big confusion. What post realization? What does it mean, realization? I realize what it is not.
Yes.
Keep quiet.
Yeah. So
Keep quiet. There is no post. What more do you want? A beyond? More beyond?
no, I do.
Then you will be fooled by your mind. After pause, there is a beyond and this and that. This, the mind creates that, you see.
No, I do understand, because the realize is already realized. Like this is the kind of a final realization that, like it's like seeing that I already knew this, like the one who realizes it. But my question is that does the feeling of this individuality, does the feeling of me still remains, or is it gone, or the feeling also is gone? One thing is belief in the feeling of, one thing is belief in the me. I think that is gone, but does the feeling is also gone? The feeling of
But
this
it's
me,
the
this
same.
sense of me.
If I is seen as unreal by nature, as a simple concept, all what is glued to I as the same nature is like that. You see, if you think that I is real, then everything looks real.
Yes.
So if I is seen for what it is, all the rest follows. Huh?
So even in your day-to-day life, like, when you are walking or, talking to somebody.
The body works, the mind works, and all that. That's all.
So the feeling is there. Like, but the feeling is there, but the belief is withdrawn from the feeling.
If there was a feeling, then you would still search. I don't know. I don't like to think of that. I don't know. It's no more a preoccupation. That's the beauty, isn't it? Who cares? Feeling, no feeling. It's very important when you search not to be fooled. But after. Yes.
And like when I'm asking you a question, or when somebody calls you from behind and you just bend your head and you see, so when it is happening, when somebody is calling you and you're looking behind, So there has to be a sense of like there is something here, like I, something, even though it is seen that what is this I.
All this looks important when you are in your mind.
No, but I want to know whether it
You
remains or
will
not.
not know. Otherwise you describe and then it has to be fitting that. It's everything. It's empty, it's full, it's everything. How can you put any rules there?
Because why I'm asking you this more times is because I got confused when I had a conversation with a guy who was a student of Ramesh Balsekar, and he told me that even like he said that whatever the truth or whatever, he said that the idea of his name was Ragi. He said the idea of Ragi dropped away, and but then he said that then you live your rest of your life. The ego doesn't go away. Like he said that the ego still remains. Like you will still operate as a man.
I'm not interested in those talks.
So I got actually confused. Like how is it?
You see, it gets
Yeah.
confusion.
Yeah.
Don't go into your mind. Don't try to understand what's going on. Nobody so far described, even the great rishis, they were wise enough to not to describe it. How it will help you?
Because at least I would know the direction in which.
No, the direction is not to listen to your mind. Because if you take one thought, thinking that thought is real and it will lead you to the right direction, to yourself, let's say, it's wrong. No thought will do. You are already that. Why do you think you need to need the mind to realize? What an arrogance.
But for inquiry, you have to use thoughts. For investigation,
You have to get a very good, clear and discriminative mind that is part of the journey. I am not taking care of that. I just say you are that. Take it or not. And if there is any doubt remaining, I am very happy to point out, don't stop there, my dear child. This is still the mind. Free yourself. That's all I do.
so when you say don't believe the mind, don't
Yeah.
go into the mind, like what are you really pointing at? Because there are so like all through the day there are thoughts coming and going. So what are you really pointing at when you say that don't believe the mind or don't?
I'm pointing at that whatever you can grasp, it's not it. You are not that. Because if you grasp something, I rose, grasp something, an object, whatever, even if it is looking inner object, you see, there is always this, it's always the same mechanism. Whatever is expressed, to be expressed, you need I. You cannot wake up. If you don't wake up, there is no world. Maybe you have not seen that. I is the cause, the root cause of this suffering, of this samsara. So we are always busy in transforming the mind, in changing this, in going to states and all that. But then you don't attack what is the root cause. You attack attributes, qualities. Go at the root.
this I.
I is too much. Taken for real, it's too much. Don't refer to I. What happens? What happens for a split second?
Everything is.
Still you are there. You are never lost as reality. It is that direction, not the direction of being able to transform or not something. Because it is not I who will realize. The realization, it is a point, it's a hint to say you are already what you are. Leave this habit or this belief that you are I only.
So when the truth is finally seen, is it like a kind of, because it
You
is so
want to
difficult to
understand,
imagine.
you cannot understand it. You see, the Buddhas, they were wise enough. Trust them. They will not bring you to a bad place.
I have a question. You say, Ganga, we are not our body, we are not our mind. I don't know what I am. Do you know what you are?
I have no more this preoccupation. I had a very strong preoccupation with that. That fell. That is fading away. That faded away. That's all.
Do you know who you are?
I know what I am not. That is sure. I don't know who I am. I'm very happy about that. Otherwise, again, I can lose it.
I feel same.
Yeah?
I feel same. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I know what I am not. Sometimes, but it's not true too for me. Who it is? Who can know what I am not? Who it is? I think it is not exist.
It's I.
Yes, it's not exist. And it's
That
not
you
true
know.
what
It
you
is not
say.
your experience. You are left with maybe I, I, after having negated a lot. So you have done something. After negating, yeah? You know what you are not, you tell me. Yeah?
No.
Ah. You know, what do you know? What you don't know?
I think I do not understand.
Okay, yeah. I don't understand also, sorry. What is your language?
Turkish. I'm
Ah,
from Turkey, but
I
I
know.
can speak German.
Ah, you want to,
yapmamı ister misin? I can translate.
if you like.
Bir daha söyle şimdi Türkçe sonra ben söyleyeyim İngilizce.
Sordun ya sorun.
Bir daha söylesene bana
Bizim
Türkçe.
kim olduğumuzu, ne olduğumuzu ben bilmiyorum dedim.
Okay, he says he also doesn't know who we are, who he is. And this is the state where he is now. He
And
doesn't-
do you know, my question is, do you know what you are not?
Ne olmadığını biliyor musun?
I have
More or
an
less.
idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
continue.
Not body,
Continue
not
to negate.
mind and not...
Con-
Excuse me?
Continue to negate.
Sorgulamaya devam et.
Whatever you experience, whatever you
Yes, yes,
feel,
I do
you are
it.
not.
More years, I do it, yes, of course.
Okay, so you are left with what?
Neyle kaldın diyor, o işte sorguluyor.
Nothing.
But who says so?
Nothing.
Who says so?
Bunu kim söylüyor diyor.
I don't know.
I?
Yes,
I don't know.
subject
I?
can speak, but I don't know who speak here. Really.
Okay. But tell me who says nothing. How can you know it's nothing?
I
Who
don't
is
know.
there?
I don't know.
I tell you, I is there.
Yes, you can. If I have here a body, I am here as body, and he speak now. But who speak really? Not with his body.
Yeah, but
who
you
speak
see,
really?
yeah, but you see, this question cannot arise if it is not from the mind.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Then why do you ask? If the moment you don't,
I don't know why
Good.
I ask. Something want to know it here.
but that's what I say. I want to know. I is still there, even though you negated a lot. I agree.
Yes, yes, of course. I can speak only with I. But
No,
of
no,
course, I can speak
no,
here
no.
with my body.
I
can speak
don't
only
agree with
I.
you.
Yes,
I-
I need it. I need
You take it as a vehicle, but the words don't come from the mind. That's possible.
Yes. I need the mind too.
You take it as a means, a vehicle. It doesn't mean that the words come from the mind. Satsang, the words don't come from the mind. It takes the mind to convey it. It's a vehicle, this mind. The source of it is not the mind, then it is thinking. Satsang is not coming from thinking power.
I know.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay,
Not from thinking power. Never.
okay.
Yes, I know.
Then why do you go to your mind to ask me this question?
Something needs mind to speak here.
It,
And I don't know what is this something. I don't know. Something needed to speak here.
but then you don't have this preoccupation if you are yourself. You have this preoccupation when you are still in the mind. I don't care
Mind
what I
is
say.
only an instrument. Mind is only
Yes,
an
yes.
instrument for
Then
self.
don't ask
For
any
self.
question. Then don't
Self
ask. If
needs
it is so.
this mind and this body to speak to you, to speak here, like you. You speak from the self, with this body, with your mind.
Then
You
there
need
is no question.
Yes, no question. Yes, yes, you speak with me, and
Okay.
I show you what it is.
But why you are preoccupied by that? It's only the mind which is preoccupied by what it is. Don't be preoccupied. It's again the suggestion of the mind. Give up this preoccupation.
Ne diyor orada?
Bu endişeyi vazgeç diyor. Bu kim konuşuyor sorusunu zihin soruyor diyor. O yüzden bunu sormana gerek yok diyor. Bu soruyu zihin soruyor. Hiç önemli değil bu soru.
But Ramana Maharshi say it. Take the question. Who it is who speak now? It's same question.
I don't understand.
Same question. Ramana Maharshi.
What question?
Yes. Who speak now? Who want it?
If you know who you are, listen to me, then we stop. If you know who you are, who cares what the mind will say? Who am I even is not necessary. If you still search, who am I can be a very good tool. That's all I can say, you know. But you
Ben
look
kimim
like
sorusu
okay with
sadece
what
bir
you follow, so it's
araç
okay.
olur diyor. Bir cevap bulunmuyor.
It's okay with what you follow. Huh?
My question is same. My question is same. Who speak?
Uh-huh.
Same question like Ramana Maharshi.
Okay, if you want, you want the answer of it?
Cevap mı istiyorsun?
If you have,
Yes, but you see, this question, your mind ask it, okay? You agree? I ask this question, who am I, okay? Okay?
Bunu zihin
Okay,
sordu. Cevap
now,
istiyorsun.
this question as an indication, as a movement. It's a subjective question, unique in the mind. So it doesn't go this way, it goes this way. The answer will not be in the mind.
Yes.
So when you ask this question, you remain where the question disappears and keep quiet. That's the answer. And whatever comes from there is again mine. So, more? Yes?
Question is, I meditate on the pure subjectivity,
What is subjectivity?
the sense of being.
Sense of being. Yeah. But who has this sense of being?
Sorry?
Who has this sense of being?
Who has the sense of being?
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels like me.
I. Don't hesitate to say, you see. You can go around, it's me, it's not me, there is nobody there. It's I. I have the sense of me. Of existence, okay. So.
And it feels like when I'm meditating on it or putting my attention there, initially it's like I'm holding like a sniper rifle, and like I'm kind of just like my gun's like shaking all over the place, and it takes me a lot of time before I settle in, and I'm concentrated and absorbed into it.
Into what?
Into the sense of being and the pure subjectivity.
But you are, no, it's wrong. It's still the mind. It's still the mind who goes somewhere, who attains something. Don't spend your time in the mind.
But isn't that where it goes when you ask the question, who am I? And look what that
No.
question?
Ask it now, you will see. Ask, I want to see. Ask yourself. The answer is not in the mind. Means in no state, in no experience, in no feeling, in no knowledge. We don't ask a question. Ask a question.
Who am I?
If you want. You spoke of that, so if you want.
Sorry, I don't understand. That last part.
I don't oblige you to do anything. But you mentioned the meditator. First of all, what do you do with the meditator? You meditate. Okay, very good. But what are you doing with the meditator?
I'm trying to throw him out by ignoring
How
him.
can you?
Sorry?
How can you? How can you?
By staying in the pure being.
No, it's a state, it's an experience. Doesn't matter, no. No, it's an experience.
So
You
what is-
have to do so many things to attain there. So it's not it. It's not it. Or you would not ask a question.
But isn't that what Ramana meant when he says
No,
focus on the I thought?
no. Otherwise it would work. You see, if you repeat who am I like a mantra or like a system, forget it. It's of no use.
That's not what I'm doing though. I'm just bringing the attention to the pure feeling of
But there
I.
is not such a thing as a pure feeling. It's fake. It's a mind which says all this impure before, then you reach the pure, and it's just mind. Whatever was not there ever before, which comes, forget it. There is no value. It's unreal. It's much more simple than what you think. You see? Yes. You cannot attain it. It's already before the idea of I'm searching for the self or whatever. You are that, you see. Before the mind troubles you.
But isn't this the mode of looking prescribed by Nisargadatta?
I don't think so. That's why you need a guru alive. We all read this and that, and when we think we understand, and we don't understand. It's good. It's good to read, but still you need. Nisargadatta said that. Did I understand well? You have to ask, you see. How can you know if you understood? After all, what did he say, this Nisargadatta? Maharaj, I don't even know. He was so fiery that you had no time to even catch a word. I met him once. Okay, continue to meditate. And then when you finish, you ask, oh, and what I'm doing with this meditator now? I am a meditator now. And what are you doing with that? Then come to satsang. We'll see.
So we're trying to find what cannot be found through the mind that does not exist. And that's why Papa said, just keep quiet.
That also, the words of Papaji, keep quiet, are very, very totally misunderstood.
Yes.
Totally. Everybody then is like, no! No. It was a way to say, just be what you always are. Just don't catch the mind. Keep quiet. Don't catch the mind endlessly. Okay. So, someone?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.